Bobby's there, everybody's there, right?
We're here.
Everybody's here.
We're here.
We are here.
Okay, welcome to the 50th annual meeting of Signature Federal Credit Union. I'm Becca Cuddy, your CEO, and I wanted to run through a few pointers before we get the meeting started. First, there is a link for the annual report that you'll be able to click on and open. If you want to follow it while we're in session, you can do that, but you might want to minimize it so that when the voting boxes pop up, you'll be able to participate. The chairman will call for a motion and a second on items throughout the meeting. If you wish to make a motion, simply type your name in, and the first two that appear on my screen will be noted in our minutes. When the chairman calls for a vote, a box will pop up, yes or no. Keep in mind that the live stream is actually on a bit of a delay, so you may see the box before the vote is actually called. But we'll try to slow it down so that it's a little less confusing. Finally, if you'd like to submit a question throughout the meeting, you can do so, and we will answer those questions at the end of the meeting. If the questions are of a personal nature or we don't have an immediate answer for you, we will reach back out to you and post those questions that are relevant to the whole membership on our website. With that, thank you again for joining, and I will turn it over to our chair, Ted Carrico.
Thank you, Becca. Call the meeting to order. Carol Sue, can you ascertain if a quorum is present?
Would all the members of the Signature Federal Credit Union say aye?
Aye.
Aye.
Those opposed, nay? A quorum is present.
Thank you, Carol Sue. I will introduce the officials now. Joe Gondola, our president, could not be with us today because of the storm, and the governor has a stay-at-home order in place. So Joe's safe. I've talked to him, but he just can't join us today. Other board members: Bob Arsenal, our Chief Financial Officer; Carol Sue Carnes, our Secretary; Paul Ed Butler, our Special Projects Director; Dale Golf, our Marketing Director; Ann McDormand, our Membership Director. Our Credit Committee is Ruthie Bill. She's the chair, along with Jimmy Fusco and Barbara Whidden. Bill Thomas is our Supervisory Chair. And our advisory board member is Louis Atkins. Now, in previous meetings, we have always dispensed of reading the minutes. If someone would like us to dispense of that, now would be a good time to make a motion. Credit Committee is she's the chair, along with Jim. You can do that by typing your name in the dialog box. Now, previous we have always reading the minutes. If someone would like, now would be a good time. I know we're having a little bit of delay, so that's why I'm waiting. If I don't receive a motion in a second, I'll go ahead and have Carol Sue read the meetings of the 2019 annual.
I have a motion and a second, Ted.
Okay, I have a motion.
Nay.
All in favor signify by voting yes. If you're opposed, vote no.
Thank you.
Receive a motion to set meetings of the 2019 annual.
I have a motion second,
Okay, I have a motion. By voting yes, if you're opposed, vote no. Thank you.
Ted. All approved.
Okay, motion to dispense the reading of the minutes has been approved. I too would like to welcome you to our 50th annual meeting and our first, and I hope it's our last virtual meeting. President Joe's remarks are on page 1 of the annual report. And in the interest of time, instead of me reading his remarks, I'll supplement those with a few of mine. My father had a saying, tough times don't last, but tough people do. This saying has certainly been tested in recent times. 15 years ago, we saw the Great Recession, once in a lifetime event. But we were well capitalized, so our regulators assessed us over $1 million to help bail out less efficient credit unions. And we saw many of our peers fold, but we weathered the storm. Approximately 5 years ago, your board became concerned with the state of the Postal Service. Our future as a credit union was tied in the future of the USPS, and we took decisive action to ensure that your credit union would remain viable in the event something happened to the Postal Service. We rebranded and became Signature Federal Credit Union. We expected and we received some heat over this decision. 5 years ago, and another once-in-a-lifetime event shocked us to the core. The Postal Service cut service to rural America and did away with thousands of postmasters who served their communities throughout the country. Approximately 2/3 of our members, potential new members, were lost. The decision to rebrand saved our bacon. We now serve approximately 24 select employee groups, or SEGs as we call them. Now the third once-in-a-lifetime event has visited us again, COVID-19. The staff and the board once again anticipated the need for a plan to continue operations in the event of an emergency. We invested heavily in software that has allowed our employees to work from home. This decision has allowed us to continue to serve our members with little, if any, interruption in service. Sure, we've had some glitches, but it has allowed us to continue operation and help many of our members who were affected by the government shutdown and COVID-19. I am very proud of our employees, our staff, my fellow board members, and officials for their commitment and dedication to Signature Federal Credit Union. We have had our share of tough times, and we are standing. I thank you for the confidence in our team, your continued support, and I pledge that we will continue to explore ways to keep your credit union on top. I would like now to turn the meeting over to Bob Arsenault, who will give the Chief Financial Officer's report. Bob?
Thank you, Ted. Again, I too would like to welcome you to our first and hopefully last virtual annual meeting. Thank you for braving modern technology to be with us today. This is your credit union. You own it. I'm glad you was able to participate. As previously mentioned, this is our 50th anniversary of serving you, our members. Shortly after making a few comments, I will turn it over to our Director of Finance, Rob Anda, to give you our detailed financials. Our credit union financials are very important, so feel free to ask me or Rob any questions you may have. I encourage you to review this report in the annual report booklet, along with the charts and graphs, especially the ones that compare us with our peers. Our peers are member credit unions with 100 to 500 million in assets. We remain strong financially, even though our nation's economy is down due to this terrible pandemic. We experienced, our report covers the calendar year 2019, as this is the last full year report prior to this meeting. We experienced growth in assets of nearly 25 million in 2019. Most of it occurred in share growth. Our savings rates remain very competitive, as indicated by our share growth for the year. Our total income was up nearly $500,000 for the year. This is extremely good considering the low interest rate environment of our nation's economy. Also, we gave more back to our members, as Rob will point out, keeping our fees lower than our peers, and we paid out $800,000 more in dividends this year compared to last year. Our capital adequacy remains very strong at 12.83%, well above that required by our governing body, the National Credit Union Administration. With that, I'll now turn it over to the Director of Finance, Rob Onda. Again, thank you for being with us this afternoon, and thank you for making us successful by using our products and services. Please stay safe and see you next year. Rob?
Bob. My name is Rob Onda, and I've worked as the Director of Signature since 2011. I'm going to be presenting some on the credit union's funds for the year ending December. Clicking on the link in the meeting portal. On page 8 of the annual report, you'll find our statements of financial condition. These are also referred to as a balance sheet. As Bob noted, the credit union's assets grew by almost 25 million in 2019. This asset growth was a result of a high level of member share growth of over 35 million over the prior year. As a result of that level of share growth, we were able to prepay our advances taken from the Federal Home Loan Bank and reduced our borrowings by over $11 million. Members' equity also grew in 2019 by almost $900,000. Page 9 of the report details the statements of income for 2018 and 2019. Total income grew by over 400,000, while operational expenses grew by over 600,000. Provision for loan loss expense was down by over 400,000 from 2018, and member dividend expenses were up over $800,000 over the prior year due to the high level of share growth that we experienced during the year. Overall, net income was down from the prior year, but remained positive and increased our members' equity. Page 10 of the annual report details the changes in assets, loans, and shares in 2019 over 2018. There are also pie charts that detail the membership by type, which the credit union remains primarily UPMA related as far as membership. Page 12 details the growth we experienced in 2019 with assets, loans, and shares all growing. Page 13 is graph 2. It's a comparison of our loan to asset ratios compared to peer credit unions. And as Bob mentioned, unions consist of credit unions across the entire United States with assets ranging from 100 million to 500 million. Comparing our financial performance with peer credit unions enables us to measure our credit union's financial performance and quantify the benefits and advantages that we offer our members compared to other credit unions. So as you can see on graph 2, this on page 13, it details our loan to share ratios. We have a higher loan to share ratio and a higher loan to asset ratio than peer credit unions. Graph number 3 is a comparison of the credit union's operating expenses to income compared to peer. And so it shows the percentage of income that is spent on operational expenses out of our total income. And so we spend less on operational expenses at Signature than other peer credit unions. Graph number 4 details our loan delinquency compared to peer. And again, this is a very good measurement for the credit union, where is less than half of our peer credit unions. Graph number 5 details our charge-offs compared to peer. And again, this is something that we have an advantage over other credit unions with, where we maintain a low level of charge-offs. Graph number 6, dividends to members. And as Bob mentioned, this increased significantly over the prior year as our assets grew and shares grew. Graph number 7 details our fee and other income as a percentage of our assets. At Signature, we charge much less in fees than other comparable credit unions. Our ratio is 0.68, which is almost half of the 1.46 that our peers charge. And additionally, the cost of funds is the dividends that we pay to our members. We're paying 1.26%, and our peers are paying less than half of that. So again, it's to being a member of Signature. Finally, on number 8, this is our capital compared to peer. And as Bob mentioned, our 3% is much higher than credit unions, and is significantly higher than our regulatory requirement of 7% capitalized. Looking ahead into credit union is well positioned to weather the economic uncertainty brought about part of the management union. I'd like to reassure that we're focused on low fee services so all of our members continue to benefit from participating in the credit union. With that being said, Bob and I will entertain any questions you may have on the financials seen in the annual report, and thank you for participating.
Thank you, Rob, and thank you, Bob, for an excellent financial report. I would now entertain a motion and a second to approve the CFO's report. Okay, I have a motion and a second to approve Bob's report. All those in favor, type dialogue box. Those opposed, no.
There is a delay, officials, so it's taking a little longer for the members to hear what we're saying. So I'm getting ready to send out the box to vote now. All right. We have the vote. 15 yes, 1 no.
Okay, the CFO's report is approved. I'd now like to call on Ruthie Bill to give the credit commission report. Ruth?
Thank you, Ted. Greetings from Southern Illinois. I'd like to thank the membership for allowing me to serve in this capacity. And I want to thank Jimmy Fesco and Barbara Witten for being 2 great partners on the committee. And I'd like to thank the entire lending staff at our credit union. You know, they're just the best. They're the best in the business. Last year, the lending department received over 5,000 applications and approved almost 2,500 loans, which include mortgages, vehicle loans, home equity loans, and business and credit cards. The committee meets twice a month on Wednesday after receiving the information on Monday. After we have time to thoroughly review, we discuss any questions or suggestions with the staff to try to help with ideas about loans, or we request additional information upon which to base our decisions. A member once told me that the best thing the credit union ever did for him was to deny him a loan, which I thought was fun. But he said 6 months later, he realized just how big a mistake that loan would have been. And the credit union helped him by denying his request. So you see, we strive not only to make loans, but the entire financial interest of our members. I'd like to thank each of you with us today for your interest and involvement in our credit union and joining us on our first and again, hopefully last virtual annual meeting. Thank you.
Thank you, Ruthie. I would now like to call on Bill Thomas to give the supervisory report. Bill?
Thank you, Chairman Ted. Welcome, everyone. I'm very, very sorry that you couldn't be with us live. We look forward to seeing all of you again, hopefully very, very soon. Let me start by saying what I have said every year at our annual meeting. Let me express my most sincere thanks to your board and the staff of your credit union, especially to Becca and Rob and Nee. These are folks that care about what they're doing and they are very good at it. We need to be able to protect your funds. That is our job, our duty, and our privilege. We'll continue to do that. The main way that we can do things like this is through audits. I know that all of you as postmasters know what audits are all about. And even though those other members who are not members of the Postmaster organization, I'm sure you've seen an audit at one time or another. But let me read to you one line from my report in your annual report. One line. We contract out for a number of internal compliance audits, as well as covering issues for information technology, electronic funds operation, regulations on bank secrecy, anti-money laundering, and website rules. As regulations continue, so does our list of audits. Dorn Mayhew is our main contracted auditor. They're very, very cooperative, helpful, and supportive to us, and we can count on them. And as always, we have to deal with the National Credit Union Administration that insures all of your accounts for $250,000. This organization is a government installation. We know about that as well. Please, please, anytime we may assist you with your credit union accounts or any other questions, don't hesitate to contact me or any of the staff or any of the officers. Once again, it is my most sincere honor and privilege to be with you. Thank you. Be safe out there, folks. Thank you, Ted.
Thank you, Bill, for that. I would now like to call on Paulette Butler to give scholarship award winners, followed by our results. Paulette, it's all yours.
Thank you, Ted. Appreciate that. I'd like to thank you all. And sorry we're having to join each other by the Zoom meeting, but then we're getting it done that way, and I'd like to welcome everybody that's here. Before I list the names of the winners, I'd like to thank Ann McDormand and Curtis Weed for assisting me on this selection of our scholarship winners. The first one I'm reading is Lane Evelyn Chris from Waskin, Texas. Second one is Bridget Hodges from Gilbert, Arizona. And the third one is Alexander Mossberger from Santa Barbara, California. Congratulations to the winners, and they will be notified as soon as this meeting's over. I'll take it. I think that's correct. And thank you all again for participating. We had a good number of people that participated in our scholarship thing. Now I'll give the results of the election. I'm sure that's one everybody's kind of interested in. I'm just going to start out with the incumbent's name. Carol Sue Carnes received 811 votes, and Joseph Gondola, 1,583. Linda Harris Carter, 851. Daniel Hines, 598. David Wash, 496. Jacqueline Gurr, 493. Ronald Carroll's, 486. And then on the credit committee, Ruthie got 2,323 and Joseph Martin got 853. There was a total of 3,166 ballots cast. 736 of those were online. The others were paper. And there was 437 voided ballots because of error some way. And that's the results of our elections. Congratulations to all the winners, and thank you all for voting, and we appreciate it. If you got any questions about it, you can ask us. Thank you so much. Ted, I think we need to have a motion now.
Thank you, Paul Ed. I would call for a motion to confirm the election results and to destroy the ballots.
While we're waiting, Ted, I forgot to thank Ann and Dale Goff, Ann McGorman and Dale Goff again for being on the committee too, the election committee. Sorry about that. Didn't mean to slight you all.
Do the best. Do the best.
I have a motion and a second.
Oh, okay, the motion was to confirm the election and to the ballots. All in favor, right? Yes in the dialogue box. All opposed, no in the dialogue box.
The motion is carried, Ted. Unanimous.
Thank you. We will destroy the ballots, and thanks everybody who participated in the election. It was a tough year this year. Thanks again. I need to call for a motion now to approve and second the committee reports.
Okay, I have a motion and a second.
Okay, all in favor of approving the committee reports, please vote yes or no in the dialogue box.
All in favor, except one. Motion carried.
Okay, the motion carries. Before I turn it back to Becca for questions from the audience, is there any board member that would like to address the membership at this time?
I'd like to thank everyone that voted for me. I really appreciate it. Thank you.
Carol Sue,
Yes.
would anyone else like to add anything? Okay, Becca, questions from the audience.
I have one question, and is it how many are attending the online annual meeting? And is there a quorum that has to be met? So there are 34 in attendance at the annual meeting, not including your officials who are also members. And the quorum required by our bylaws is 12 members.
And that was the only question we had?
That is the only question.
Okay. If there's no further business to come before the board, I would like to thank you for attending and remind everybody that we will have 5 $100 drawings at the close of the meeting. And we will notify the membership. May I have a motion and a second to adjourn?
Ted, before we have the motion to join, could I say something?
It's all yours, Dale.
Looking at the votes, I'm not sure that we're losing a longtime board member in this. And I just want to thank Carol Sue for everything that you have done for this organization, for this credit union. You've been an asset for all these years and made this, you were one of the people that made this credit union the success that it is today. And I may be wrong.
Paulette, can you clarify the numbers?
I may be way out of line.
The ones for Carol Sue. Then what's your total votes? That's what you want? Number of votes?
It's all a little slower this time.
Yeah. Well, Carol Sue Carnes got 1,811 votes and Joseph Gondola got 1,583.
Oh,
Yeah.
I'm
Yeah.
sorry, I stand corrected because what I heard
Yeah, I
was,
wondered what you're talking about.
Yeah.
Well,
what I heard was
Wrong,
800.
but I thought, yeah, but I read it. I thought I read it just like it said, but maybe I didn't. Let me read it again to you if you want me to. Let me read the totals again to you, okay?
Read them
Please
again.
do.
All right, Carol Sue got 1,811. Joe got 1,583. Linda Harris got 800. Carter got 853. Dan Hines got 598. David Walsh got 496. Jackie got 493. Ronald Carroll's got 486. That's on the board of the vote. And on the credit committee, Ruthie got 2,323 and Joseph Martin got 853. I'm sorry, Dale, if you misunderstood me, but I didn't. No, we didn't.
All I heard was 811 for Carol.
That's all I heard too.
1,811. That's what I said. That's what
That's
I
all
should
we all
say.
heard.
Okay, I'm sorry. I may not have been distinct.
okay, Paul, thanks for
I guess
clarifying.
I gave a good speech though.
Yeah. What,
Thank
Ted?
you, Paul Ed. We appreciate it.
Thank you.
Joe and Carol Sue have been reelected for
Yes.
3 more years on the board. And I want to thank everybody who participated. The quality of the people who chose to run this time, any one of them would have been a good fit on this board. And I encourage you to go again next year. It's what makes this board good, the input that we get. So thank you again, everyone. Okay, did I get a motion and a second to adjourn?
You did.
Okay, all in favor signify by writing yes or no in the dialogue box.
All in favor?
The motion to adjourn passes. I want to thank everybody who took their time to participate in this meeting. I apologize for the delays. We knew that there would be delays because we did some practice runs, but thanks for bearing with us. You guys are the best. Again, the meeting's adjourned.
Thanks, everyone. Stay safe.
And are we going to go directly into that meeting?